Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
So some of the factors I think that went into deciding to pursue a PhD was, number one, I think the opportunity to really pursue my academic endeavors, and then also the focus on global leadership. I know that through this PhD program that I'm going to have all kinds of new opportunities that I didn't have open to me previously, and would highly encourage anyone considering a PhD program to look at Indiana Tech.
Through my research, I learned there are a lot of leadership programs, but they didn't capture what it takes. And then I realized Indiana Tech was the only program back then that has crafted this pathway for the new generation of global leaders. You come where there's no path and you leave a trail. And that is how I look at my journey here at Tech, and that's what I hope to pursue.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about making connections and finding opportunities that lead you to unexpected places. It's about knowing we can afford it and that the payoff in your future will be priceless. It's about doing what you like to figure out what you love. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. So enjoy it, all of it. Go for it.
As a former high school dropout, I am not a typical MBA graduate. To me, getting a master's degree is about learning how to learn and do research, and that's exactly what Indiana Tech did for me. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week, so finding time to squeeze in an education was a challenge. The flexibility of online classes made it possible, and the staff was amazing too. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about finding opportunities that lead to unexpected places and finding yourself along the way. It's about making connections and finding new ways to make them stronger. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
Here at Indiana Tech, we call ourselves Warriors. Everybody knows that Warriors fight. They fight for their dreams, they fight for their goals, and they fight alongside fellow Warriors. When something gets in your way, you don't stop, but you keep going. Warriors help fellow Warriors, regardless of experience or prior accolades. Warriors are strong enough to know when they need help, and strong enough to know that every setback is only a set up to win in life, on the job, in the classroom, and anywhere else. Through every cut, bump, bruise, a warrior overcomes every obstacle to achieve their goal, to win the war. So, my fellow Warriors, as you strive for greatness, as you kick down every door and overcome every obstacle to reach your mountaintop, remember you are and always will be a warrior.
And we're live here at the Warrior Athletic Arena in the Schaefer Center. Welcome to a game of Indiana Tech women's basketball, where we'll be featuring the Indiana Tech Warriors versus the Aquinas Saints. I'm here, your host, Aaron Farley, along with my colleague here, Jeff Mahoney, and we'll be bringing you the game live here. We're going to talk about some Warriors players. They're coming off of a dominating win against the University of Northwestern Ohio. A great start in conference play for the season, starting off 1-0, coming off of a great game from Taylor Covington and Jaden Gully. Jaden Gully with her second double-double of the season in that game. The freshman from Ashland, Kentucky, putting on a show there. And the senior guard from Ohio also doing a lot for the Warriors. Aquinas also coming off of their first in-conference win against Cleary. 67-58 was the final score for that one. So both these teams coming in hot to this home game at the Schaefer Center.
Well, absolutely, Aaron. I mean, Jaden Gully pretty much picking up right where she left off from a year ago already with the 2 double-doubles, as you mentioned, through 5 games. But 25 points for Jaden Gully, a career high. She had 16 field goal attempts, hitting 12 of those. So we always known Jaden Gully to be shooting at a high clip. Entering today, she's shooting at 67% from the field, Aaron. Last year, she was over 70%, basically the best shooter in the WAC as a freshman. She made the all-freshman team, and now coming into her sophomore year, it looks like head coach Jesse Biggs is going to put more of an emphasis on offense for Jaden Gully to complement Taylor Covington, who was the WAC Player of the Year a year ago and an All-American.
I'm not surprised by that. That is an outstanding number. 67% is an absolutely insane percentage. So the sophomore forward, she's done a lot of work both in shooting and at the rim, able to get a lot of rebounds. She pulled 12 rebounds in that game against Northwestern Ohio. So doing a lot of work on the glass for the team, and Covington complementing with some great shooting from the outside. So both these teams getting ready to gear up only 5 seconds before we get underway with the anthem and the shaking of hands and all the formalities before. You're listening to Indiana Tech basketball, and we will tune in to the crowd view.
Welcome to the Schaefer Center for today's women's basketball matchup between the visiting Aquinas Saints and your Indiana Tech Warriors. Indiana Tech, the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, and the NAIA are committed to maintaining the true spirit of competition through the 5 core values of the NAIA: respect, responsibility, integrity, sportsmanship, and servant leadership. Please do your part by showing respect to every spectator, student, athlete, coach, and official in today's contest. Thank you. At this time, we ask that you please rise and, gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's starting lineup. First for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Aquinas Saints. Starting at guard, a 5'8" freshman, number 3, Hannah Gillette. Starting at guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 10, Rima Dozier. Starting at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 11, Hope Canals. Starting at guard, a 5'8" senior, number 25, Paige Guernsey. And starting at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 34, Isabel Ringsnyder. The Aquinas Saints are coached by Brian Morris, assistant coaches LaQuinn Adams and Stephanie Fisher. And now let's meet today's starting lineup for your Indiana Tech Warriors. Starting at guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Warren, Michigan, Ryan Moore. Starting at guard, a 5'6" junior from Albion, Indiana, number 2, Madison Weiss. Starting at guard, a 5'7" senior from Dublin, Ohio, number 3, Taylor Covington. Starting at guard, a 5'6" junior from Mahoma, Illinois, number 11, Durbin Thomas. And starting at forward, a 5'11" sophomore from Ashland, Kentucky, number 21, Jaden Gully. Your Indiana Tech Warriors are coached by Jesse Biggs, associate head coach Kylene Biggs, assistant coaches Ed Dupre, Aaliyah Day, and Lauren Tate.
All right, and we are back with the Schaefer Center. I'm Aaron Farley with Jeff Mahoney. We've got Emerson on camera as well as the game is about to get underway. And you heard the names of a couple of those players that are going to be headlining the attack for the Warriors. And right now, that was Durbin Thomas with the inner hands. Now passed over to Taylor Covington. That is definitely someone the Warriors are going to be looking to get open for shots. Pass over to Jaden Gully. No longer with the ball now. And that is going to be a foul on Aquinas. It's a pushing foul on the floor. So the Warriors are going to get an inbound from the back of the rim.
Yeah, that foul went on Paige Guernsey, who was second team all-conference a year ago.
Yeah, Guernsey a leader in 4 different stats for Aquinas as they get the turnover there. Able to catch a steal from the Warriors and now dribbling down the length of the court there. Going for a pass out to Paige. Paige with it, going to the glass, and a foul. The foul was before the shot, and it was on Aquinas. Someone's screaming at the refs how much they have paid. So an offensive turnover. Looks like it was a double dribble maybe, or a push. Pass around to Ryan Moorer. Back to Covington. Takes the shot. Not able to get it, but the rebound gotten by Ryan Moorer, and she gets the putback. So the Warriors take a 2-0 lead to start the game here. Aquinas on the other end of the court. Pass out to Dozier. Dozier driving up, putting the Warrior on her back, and she's not able to finish at the rim. So a long pass from Covington down the field. They're getting it back to Moorer, who's the leading scorer for the Warriors today with the only 2 points of the game. Covington with the ball. Pass out. Another pass. Finds Moorer again. Back over to Covington. Inside to Gully. Now back with Thomas. Back to Gully. Gully's going to try and take a shot at the rim. It does not go. But Thomas is able to get the rebound. Pass back out to Weiss. Little bounce pass to Gully. Pass to Covington. wing pass. The Warriors are needing to watch the shot clock here. Inside pass. It's an errant pass there, and Aquinas will pick it up. So already turnover-heavy game here early. Multiple turnovers on these early possessions from both sides of the court. As Aquinas trying to find a shot there. Hannah Gillette with it, makes a spin move. Foul called. That one is going to go on the Warriors. Foul going there on Madison Weiss. So Aquinas will get the inbound here. Inbound from Rema Dozier. Looking for a pass. Indiana Tech playing tight coverage. Bounce pass inside. They go back to Dozier for the shot. Long three does not go. And that's a rebound on the board for Gully. The rebound leader for the Warriors. Also leads them in steals and blocks as well.
Yeah, Gully ranks number 5 in the conference now, nearly averaging.
Little shot there from Moore, and it does not go. Still 2-0 here with about 7 minutes remaining here in the first period. The home crowd shouting defense. A drive to the rim, still can't finish. A slightly missed layup there as Biggs is yelling at the team to get going down the court. Pass out from Covington, swings it out to Weiss. Weiss with it. Back over to Moore, to Covington. All the way to Thomas. Thomas trying to take a shot, and she swishes it. The Warriors are up 2 scores. 4-0 here early in the first period. Multiple fouls and turnovers on both ends of the court, but Thomas able to get a good finish at the rim there. And Aquinas with a putback to get themselves on the board. That was Isabel Reemsnyder, the senior. The Aquinas attack very heavy in senior play. Both Paige Guernsey, Isabel Reemsnyder, and Bryn Reams, they're statistical leaders in all their categories, all seniors at their positions.
Reemsnyder.
And there,
Covington hit fine jumper.
Yeah, there's some early points from the Warriors' leading scorer. She has 80 points already on the year. It's early in the season, only 5 games played so far. We're currently in week 5, but Covington with her first points of the afternoon there. And she's going to drive at the net and get some more. A good drive there from Taylor Covington, the senior guard, able to make her presence known here with 4 points in the last 2 possessions. Now Isabel Reemsnyder pass over. Going back to Gillette. Long three, and Paige Guernsey is able to drain it, and Aquinas inches closer. It's 8-5. Guernsey not their leading three-point shooter. Bryn Reams leading in that category, but Guernsey able to put a much-needed 3 early on the board for the Saints. Pass over from Taylor Covington. It gets swatted by Aquinas, but they keep it inside accidentally. And
media timeout.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. For me, it was after I was married with 2 kids. It was a busy time, but the flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech worked for my life. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana Tech. It was an easy choice when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career, and the professors were always there to make sure I was successful.
So coming off of the foul from the Warriors, giving Aquinas another possession, able to tie it or at least make it a one-possession game. Just came off of a 3 from Guernsey. Aquinas, a team that shoots a decent amount of threes. Tripping over my words there. The Warriors not really, and a massive steal by Covington, and she's going to drive up to the net and finish at the rim. A great play by Covington, highlighting the early play here, able to get a nasty steal there and blow this game a little bit wider. 10-5 here early.
Yeah, Covington last year made the all-defensive team in the WAC, so defense is something that she really excels at. She had 51 steals to lead Indiana Tech last year.
An impressive number of steals there, and another finish at the net. This time,
that was Jacqueline
Cruz. You saw a second ago on the Aquinas possession, Gurney trying to get to her three-point spot. She might be trying to do it here again. Likes that spot where she made that 3 earlier, but not able to get back there. Aquinas really seems to be looking for a triple here. They had Hannah Gillette open. The shot clock is running, and Gillette is able to bury it. She is able to bury the 3, so that's Aquinas' second 3 compared to the Warriors, who haven't even shot a 3 yet at this point of the game. The Warriors not a team that shoots a lot of threes. Their leading shooter on the year, Sydney Kessler, only having 1 3.
Yeah, and it looked like that was Bryn Reams, the senior forward, that hit that last 3.
Bryn Reams, the leading three-point shooter for Aquinas, has a .400 percentage on the year. And that'll be another point. That one was from Durbin Thomas. You can see her in the number 11 jersey. She was just playing guard against Hannah Gillette there. Or that's actually MJ Mikas. A missed 3 from Aquinas, trying to use the 3 to get back into the game here. They're down by 6. Warriors up 14-8 here early. The Warriors trying to control the tempo of the pace, playing good in the half court. A great pass there, and it just goes wide of the net, but a steal there. Able to try, and she's able to draw a foul. There's one thing you want to do in basketball. If you can't make it to the shot, you got to draw the foul. And Avery Collins, the sophomore guard, is able to get that done there. And she's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, looking at Collins entering today's game, she averages nearly 18 minutes played while shooting 40% from the field. She's 4 of 6 from the free throw line entering today, shooting 67%. So that's her 5th made free throw here in her sophomore season.
Yeah, she adds another one there and looking to add another one right here, and she will. So a perfect free throw percentage on the day for her as the only person who's even been to the line to shoot a free throw so far. Multiple fouls on the court, but none of them have been shooting fouls. So those are the first free throws that have actually been shot this afternoon. Another steal for the Warriors down the length of the board, and she's able to put it back the other end. That was Avery Collins again making another play for the Warriors.
Yeah, Collins has 2 steals in this game. The Warriors have 4 as a team.
And the Saints are not being very careful with the ball right now, and it is posing a lot of weakness for them. They're down by 10. Quick shot there, but it's not able to go, and the Warriors are going to be back down the court. The Warriors using their speed to their advantage right now.
Boy, I'm really impressed early on here with Durbin Thomas, who's a perfect 2 of 2 from the field.
Yeah, the Warriors shooting pretty well overall, but especially winning the battle on the glass. They're winning rebounds, they're winning steals, getting turnovers. This is exactly what you want to see earlier from this Warriors team. Both teams coming off of great victories, hot and 1-0 in conference play. So the number one thing you want is you got to create some of these advantages early. Gurney gets to her spot, she goes inside, takes another 2, and she drains it. A good short-range jumper out of the statistical leader for the Saints. Not in points, but in a lot of other categories. That's the senior, Paige Guernsey. The Warriors down the court now, and an offensive foul, and that's going to go to the other end. The Saints are going to take over. Guernsey already back to draw out the possession there.
Yeah, that was Ryan Moore working against number 10, Rema Dozier. and called with the offensive foul. Moore, heck of a freshman last year, playing at Concordia Ann Arbor. Obviously, they no longer have basketball at Concordia, and now she's over here playing for head coach Jesse Biggs and Indiana Tech. So really, really happy to have her on the roster. That's number 0, Ryan Moore.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those kind of changes to NAIA schools in general, especially with like certain instances of the news of Siena Heights. A lot of transfers from Siena Heights been coming out recently. A couple on this Warriors squad too.
Yeah, Madison Weiss, a starter, a junior from Albion, Indiana, where she played at Central Noble High School. She was at Siena Heights last year.
Yeah, there have been a lot of transfers from there going all over as Aquinas has possession on the back end of the court, trying to take better care. Long passes, though. Trying to be more careful with it after the last couple steals, but they aren't careful enough. And Covington is able to get another one, drives to the net, finishes at the rim, and more points for the Warriors.
Yeah, Covington with another steal goes coast to coast with the bucket. She now has 8 points to lead all scorers.
And I think 3 of those might be purely off of steal drives. Or three of those sets of points at least. Able to get a lot of drives to the other end of the floor. Using her speed to her advantage, able to catch the pass midair and just drive it down to the other glass.
And Covington, as she's known to do, is going to dribble this clock all the way down.
I wonder if the Warriors are going to try and take a 3-shot. It looked like she was signaling it for a second. The Warriors haven't taken a 3 yet. They're going to take one. It's going to be wide, but the buzzer will sound, and that will end the first period here. So we'll take a little break here with the end of the period. A 20-10 lead for your Indiana Tech Warriors. I'm Aaron Farley with Jeff Mahoney and Emerson on camera, and we'll be back shortly.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while working a full-time job. The online classes were great. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today.
Second quarter possession, Aquinas.
Welcome back, everybody, as we start the second quarter here with the Warriors up 20-10.
Yeah, Aquinas driving to the hoop. They need to get some of those drives. That almost finishes there, but can't quite get it to go. That was Rima Dozier, who's been active for the Saints, was their first scorer of the afternoon for them. Trying to get a good finish of the glass there. Long 3 for the Warriors. It goes wide. The Warriors not known to shoot a lot of threes. Try to shoot a couple to isolate their lead here. An air ball there out of Dozier. Seems like she's trying to single-handedly get Aquinas back in this game. Quick pass from Covington to the side. Dribbling to the end. A dangerous pass there, but Covington's able to grab it. The Warriors get another rebound. Aquinas is not able to keep up with the Warriors on the glass right now.
Not many teams are going to be able to. I mean, Ryan Moore already has 4 rebounds in this game. Jaden Gawley with 2. Gawley averages nearly 10 on the season. Moore nearly 6.
There's been several. And Covington gets off the 3 right before the shot clock buzzer. An impressive shot there to extend their lead.
Yeah, I mean, that was a little bit of a flat shot, and she just nailed it, entering today shooting 30% from beyond the arc.
That was an impressive three-pointer. Aquinas going to answer with one of their own, but it goes wide.
Big collision there on that attempt. That was Jaden Gawley along with Aquinas, number 34, Isabel Reemsnyder. Once again, the senior, she goes 5'10", second-team all-conference last year. Golly made the all-freshman team.
Gole coming down the length of the court along with Thomas over there. Pass out. They're looking for Vice. Now back over to Cruz, who's on the court. Now jump shot from Covington goes wide. And it has really been the Covington show here earlier. Leading scorer in the game for the Warriors. A missed shot there.
But I like what Jacqueline did there, driving in the lane. She cradled that ball to make sure it wasn't knocked away. She just missed on
gets
the
a steal. Pass over to Covington. A good awareness play by Goalie, able to turn more defense into offense. And Goalie is starting to really activate here. She's had 2 rebounds, but has largely been pretty inactive here early. But they haven't really needed her to because it's been the Covington show here earlier with all the steals and drives and shot making. And a missed shot there from the Warriors. Aquinas is going to take it down the other end in the hands of their senior guard. One of the many seniors on this Aquinas roster trying to drive inside. Guernsey can't quite get it at the rim. And Aquinas is just losing the glass battle right now. They cannot get anything going inside. And the Warriors are eating them alive right now on the other end with the glass. Drive inside in the paint, finishes. And that was Jacqueline Cruz, the redshirt sophomore guard. An Indiana native, and she's able to finish in the paint there. Pass out to Aquinas. They seem to be eager to take some threes here. They know their three-point percentage is decent. And they're trying to get something going. An errant pass from Guernsey. It looks like the ball will stay with Aquinas. They'll call it out on the Warriors. But that was not the greatest place to put a pass. And I don't know about that decision from the senior guard. So it's going to be an inbound for Rima Dozier. Looking for someone to get it to. Bounce pass inside. They swing it out to Canoes. Back outside. It's with Leah French. Back outside to Canoes. Long three, and they got it. Aquinas staying alive off the foot of their shooting. The one thing they're certainly outscoring the Warriors in is the three ball. As I believe that's their third three of the afternoon so far.
Boy, for Canoes, that's her first made three-pointer on the season. Now 1 for 9 from beyond the arc.
And definitely a good time to get it when you're down by 15. Looking to inch your way back, down by 12 right now. And they're able to get a turnover from the Warriors. So Aquinas on the other end, taking another three. That one does not go. It looked like it was going to bounce off the glass and go in, but it rolled just out. Now the Warriors back with one of their own, and that one does not go. But the Warriors get the rebound. Aquinas just did not pick it up in time. They thought it would roll out of bounds and just were not watching.
Yeah, great hustle there by Jacqueline Cruz, and now the putback by Moore.
And Ryan Moore just makes them pay for really just kind of undisciplined play there. They weren't watching the ball, weren't trying to grab it there. And now Aquinas on the other end trying to get some passes. Certainly looking like they're trying to get another long shot, but a lot of these passes are going off people's hands, and they're just begging the Warriors to take another steal here. That one goes wide, and the Warriors are able to get the rebound. That's Gabby Ritchie with the rebound there. Taylor Covington now with the ball, goes inside to Moore. Moore back out to Ritchie. Shoots wide, Cruz, and the missile does not go. And Aquinas will be able to take it back the other way.
Yeah, early on in this game, you have Indiana Tech shooting 44% from the field, 29% for Aquinas. And to your point, Aaron, Indiana Tech out-rebounding the Saints 18-9.
That is not a deficit that you want to see on the floor if you're head coach Brian Morris in your 7th season for the Saints. You do not want to see your team get beat this badly on the glass. Inside dribble, trying to get something going inside. Ooh. Good move. Takes a hard fall there. And the Warriors were able to take it the other way. That was a nasty twist there for Rima Dozier.
Yeah, she ran into a double team.
tried to make a good spin move there, but ended up falling on her back. But I hope she's okay after that one. Gabby Ritchie pass over to Covington. She takes a three, and that is good. And forget what I said about the Warriors not taking threes, because Covington certainly is this afternoon.
Yeah, she's hit both of her 2 attempts from beyond the arc.
The Warriors up 30-13 and just putting on a show in all aspects of the game. Stealing, rebounding, shooting even in the mid-range, but even from 3. The Warriors are dominating in so ways. And that one's going to be a foul. That'll be on Avery Collins.
Tech foul on 23, Avery Collins. Her first.
Yeah, looking at this Aquinas team, last year they finished second in the regular season conference standings. We got our second media timeout, and we're going to take one with them. So you're watching Indiana Tech basketball here, powered by Summit City Sports.
As an adult going back to school, there's a lot to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week. Finding time to get a degree was challenging. The flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech made it possible. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
Back to the floor. Something Jeff and I were just discussing, the Warriors really pulling out a lot of the home theatrics right now. The dance team, the new cheerleading team, and the pep band all out on the field right now in visible view, as Aquinas is going to be taking the inbound. Pass out to Guernsey.
Aaron, we love the pep band. Every once in a while, President Einhoff will join them.
That's true. The president. And then what instrument does he play again? Known to participate in the pep band. Known saxophone player, Dr. Einhoff. Beloved member of the Warriors community as the president of the university. Pass inside. Aquinas was able to get a 2-pointer there, so the lead is only at 15 for the Warriors.
Yeah, that was Guernsey on the other end with the bucket.
Only being a kind of an understatement for the Warriors. A 15-point lead. Can erase like that in basketball, but a pretty good lead here nonetheless.
Yeah, good defense there by Leah French, but unfortunately she was the last one to knock it out of bounds for the Aquinas Saints.
Pass inside for the Warriors going to Thomas. Thomas takes a triple, and that one's going to airball. She had to make a quick decision with the shot clock entering the low digits. Tried to take a 3-pointer, but was just completely off the mark.
Guernsey had that last bucket for Aquinas, and she leads the team currently with 7 points.
Looks like the Warriors are trying to play full court defense here.
They got the press.
Yeah, they're bringing the press out here. They're not pressing that hard.
No.
Letting Guernsey walk it pretty easily down the court. But it's definitely something you love to do to make a good guard nervous, is unlocking that full court press. You see it a lot you've been seeing it a lot at the professional level, especially. Both of the teams in the finals this last year, the Pacers and the Thunder, loving using that press.
That was great defense and a nice steal by Gawley on the other end.
Good inbound, and Moore is able to finish at the glass, and that was just an excellent pass. Able to find Moore on the inside. Mixing up my names there.
Yeah, Moore is on the double-double watch with 6 points and 5 rebounds.
Yeah, Moore has done excellent here early today. The sophomore guard from Warren, Michigan. And an and one there for the senior from Aquinas, Paige Guernsey.
Yeah, she's come to play today, that's for sure. Guernsey entering today's action is shooting 41% from the field. So having a good senior year, they're just really missing their star from a year ago. And that was Claire Gregoire, who's now playing for Purdue Fort Wayne, the Lady Mastodons nearby here, Aaron.
Yeah, joining the side of the Summit City, I guess. The free throw does not go for Guernsey, so only able to get 2 out of the three-point play. Quick pass to the side there. Almost looked like they were going to take a 3 there. A double dribble called, and that's an offensive turnover for the Warriors. So Aquinas going to get to take this down the other way. Now Rayma Dozier taking it down the court. Pass out to Gillette. Tries to go inside to Guernsey. It gets broken up for a second there by Covington, but they're able to find it back. Good move. Tries to get it inside. Broken up by the Warriors, and it's stolen. And that steal was by who else but Ryan Moore. Ryan Moore then rejected at the net, and it looks like that's going to be called for a foul.
Yeah, Hope Canals did a good job of hustling back, getting a hand on it, but it got a little bit too much of the arm, so Moore is going to head to the free throw line for the first time in this game.
Yeah, and you can see the Aquinas bench was pretty upset about that one. They wanted that to be a clean block, but the foul will be called, and Moore will go to the line. And like Jeff said earlier, she's on double-double watch right now, and that first made free throw more than helps with that case, as the Warriors take a 33-17 lead, awaiting the second of her 2 free throws.
Yeah, it's good to see as Moore entering today, shooting 42% from the free throw line, hitting 11 of 26.
And the second one will miss, so she's going to go 1 of 1 in that series. As the Saints go the other way, quick pass. They're trying to get something. They're working most of the outside. The Warriors have been dominating the glass, but she's able to get a drive there and a good underhanded finish there out of Hope Canoes. Now the Warriors working on the other end. Goalie had a pass there. Moore now with it, looking to drive in the paint. Tries to finish the hoop, and she does. Moore is on fire. Moore and Covington have been absolutely dominating here earlier in the first half.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ryan Moore now with 9 points. She's hit 4 of 7 shots from the field.
And she's had multiple rebounds as well. Aquinas, they're losing time on the shot clock and the game clock. They get the 3, though. That's Canoes again.
Boy, she's heating up. Now she has 8 points.
So Aquinas will not die quietly. Lead cut to 13. As Aquinas is really staying alive in this game off of the 3 ball.
Yeah, they have been impressive shooting from the field now at 43%.
And that is an incredible statistic. Even more incredible that they're down by 13.
Warriors shooting at 50%.
Well, there you go. Moore trying to get the rebound there, not successful. Ball bounced off the rim, so Aquinas is going to get one last shot, and it airballs, and that'll be the end of the half.
Yeah, interesting there, Aaron, because normally it's Taylor Covington with the ball to dribble out, the clock right before the end of a quarter. That time it was Jaden Gawley, and we talked about Gawley and all the attempts she had in that game against UNOH. Was 18 attempts. She's got 2 attempts from the field in this one.
Yeah, goalie's been largely quiet in the scoring so far. It's really been the Covington and Moore show here early, but it has not hurt the Warriors at all. Completely dominating right now. 13-point lead, but leading in all statistical categories at the moment. As we go into the halftime break, the pet band, you can hear it sounding off. The dance team looking ready to come on. We're going to take a break with them. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back with a second half of women's basketball here at the Schaefer Center.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed
Welcome back, everybody. We have the dance team's performance. We're going to broadcast for you.
No, you can use my hat. You're starting to yell for us. Just like you did last year, too. Oh, you do remember seeing? Oh, yeah, you did last year, too. Get on the refs. I yelled with you. I'm not a coach, like I gotta keep.
Just a moment while we work out some technical difficulties.
Big's going to bother you for us. I know she's all right. What do you do? There's November 25th. Do it on the middle of the week in city council. There you go.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
So some of the factors I think that went into deciding to pursue a PhD was, number one, I think the opportunity to really pursue my academic endeavors, and then also the focus on global leadership. I know that through this PhD program that I'm going to have all kinds of new opportunities that I didn't have open to me previously, and would highly encourage anyone considering a PhD program to look at Indiana Tech.
Through my research, I learned there are a lot of leadership programs, but they didn't capture what it takes. And then I realized Indiana Tech was the only program back then that has crafted this pathway for the new generation of global leaders. You come where there's no path and you leave a trail. And that is how I look at my journey here at Tech, and that's what I hope to pursue.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about making connections and finding opportunities that lead you to unexpected places. It's about knowing we can afford it and that the payoff in your future will be priceless. It's about doing what you like to figure out what you love. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. So enjoy it. All of it. Go for it.
As a former high school dropout, I am not a typical MBA graduate. To me, getting a master's degree is about learning how to learn and do research, and that's exactly what Indiana Tech did for me. As an adult, going back to school, there were a lot of things to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week, so finding time to squeeze in an education was a challenge. The flexibility of online classes made it possible, and the staff was amazing too. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about finding opportunities that lead to unexpected places and finding yourself along the way. It's about making connections and finding new ways to make them stronger. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
And we're back at the Schaefer Center. Welcome back. I'm Aaron Farley with Jeff Mahoney and Emerson on camera. Warriors currently leading 35-22 over the Aquinas Saints at halftime. So far, playing an excellent game all around at home, highlighting a couple players so far. Obviously, Taylor Covington leading the Warriors in points, shooting very well here. Multiple steals on the game and 14 points. Multiple drives, a couple three-pointers. Ryan Moore also doing great so far on double-double watch with a couple rebounds and a total of 9 points at the moment.
Yeah, Aaron, I did get a chance to look it up during the break. So Claire Gregoire has signed with Purdue Fort Wayne, but will not be joining the roster until January. So that's interesting.
Yeah, an interesting situation that me and Jeff have been talking about. A well-known player from last year's Aquinas squad, Claire Gregoire.
Yeah, she was one of the best players in the conference. You know, Taylor Covington was named the Conference Player of the Year, but really it could have been 1A and 1B with her and Claire Gregoire.
Yeah, Claire took Aquinas to an impressive season, able to get just behind Tech in conference, leading last year, coming into the second spot with the Warriors in the first. And right now, the Warriors certainly on top here today.
Foul on 34, Isabel Reed-Snyder, her first.
As a well-known player for the Warriors who has been quite silent today so far, but Jaden Gully going to the three-point line to take some shots. She will miss the first one.
Yeah, looking at Jaden entering today's game, she's been shooting 37% from the free throw line.
And she misses both shots, so Not a good string of free throws there from the Warriors star forward. Aquinas on the other end right now. Trying to drive inside. It's broken up, but they get it back. It was able to luckily fall right into the hands, but that's kind of been the story of the game as they are able to finish up the net there. That was Isabel Reemsnyder, one of the senior, she's a guard and a forward, multiple position player for the Saints, and has been an important part of their scoring so far this season. Now on the inside, good move, Swift outside, Thomas from three, and she drains it. The Warriors pile it on, 38-24. As a drain three from the back by Durbin Thomas. I believe that's not her first three of the game so far. Aquinas going to shoot an outside three. That one rims out. Warriors pick it up. And now Moore with a pass over to goalie. Back to Covington. Covington shoots the fadeaway, and she nails the triple. Back-to-back threes for the Warriors from Covington and Thomas.
Yeah, Indiana Tech shooting 44% from beyond the arc. Taylor Covington now 3 for 3 with 17 points.
Yeah, I said before the game the Warriors don't shoot a whole lot of threes, but they're making me eat my words right now. The Warriors are shooting some massive triples, and a jumper in there from Aquinas' Rayma Dozier, the sophomore forward, who's been an important part of the scoring so far for the Saints. Certainly going to be a part of their future plan coming up. Steal there from the Saints. They take it to the other end. Tries to get the jumper off the glass. It doesn't go, and goalie gets the rebound.
Yeah, you know, going back to the three-point shooting, Tech right now shooting 44%. If they can shoot that on the season, I'm sure Coach Biggs will be fine with them shooting a bunch of threes.
And Covington pulls up a jump shot there from inside the arches. She does not make that one. It rims off the backboard. So Guernsey looking for a pass for Aquinas. Lead stands at 15 right now. It has been larger, but that's been one of the more important numbers. And Aquinas, and the Warriors are going to call a timeout after Aquinas is just getting hot from the three line. That was Hope Canoose with another one. She's had 3 threes.
Yeah, she's 3 for 3 from three-point, 4 for 4 from the field with 11 points. She leads all the Saints in scoring. Remember earlier in the game, it was Guernsey leading them. Well, now Guernsey has 9 points, but Canoose has just been outstanding. She hasn't
missed a shot.
No, she's 4 of 4 from the field, and she has 3 rebounds to lead the Saints.
So Canoose working hard to try and put the Saints back in the game, as we're going to stay on the court with a quick timeout break. As Biggs is just going over some details with the Warrior squad.
Head coach Jesse Biggs, multiple WAC Coach of the Year awards, as this is a team year in, year out, taking regular season and WAC tournament championships. Last year, they actually beat the University of St. Francis in the opening round of the NAIA to make it to Sioux City.
Wow. This is their 14th season as a head coach. Coaching, once again, a nationally ranked team. Warriors are currently ranked number 23rd. They're down a couple spots as of recently. Went down from 17 after a couple of tough early losses. They did lose their bout to St. Francis this year. So a rough one there.
Yeah, St. Francis ranked number 7 in the country.
Covington driving, passes inside to Gurney. She goes back outside. And another 3 for the Warriors. Thomas drains a triple. Thomas has been an outstanding shooter for the Warriors so far today.
Yeah, Durbin Thomas has certainly been impressive. She now has 10 points, hitting 4 of 5 from the field.
The Warriors have really packed on the lead here. It's 44-29. And they're going to get another turnover. And that has been really a theme of the game so far. The Warriors have been catching Aquinas off guard with ball both in the pass just in the hands of the players. The Warriors have been awfully jabby. They've been able to poke out a whole bunch of steals, and that's resulted in a lot of drives to the rim.
I'll tell you, that was a great job by Covington on the other end, finishing through all that contact.
Yeah, that was a great two in close range there for Covington, who has certainly been the star of the show here today. Leading scorer for the Warriors. She was at 14.5 and has only tacked on more. She's going to have her second game over 20 most likely, as she's coming off of a 22-point game against Uno, where her teammate Jaden Gully, who again has been largely quiet today, came off a 25-point game. Actually also came off a double-double with over 10 rebounds, had 12 on the night. Pass inside from Aquinas. And you can see Aquinas is trying to favor the three ball. They know they're down. They're trying to find the most efficient scoring method to get back in.
Wow, that definitely looked like that last touch, number 44, Bryn Reams, as she was battling with Jaden Gawley for that rebound. And yeah, Aaron, going back to the UNOH game, Gawley with 16 field goal attempts. She was 12 of 16 from the field. Looks like offensively in this game, Gawley just has 2 attempts.
The Warriors have been finding a lot of other ways to get active. Obviously, Covington, great shooting. And then a lot of good inside play from Moore in the first half. A little bit quieter in the second half, but who has not been quiet is Durbin Thomas.
Yeah.
The junior guard has been shooting lights out.
Yeah, and just great defense right there on that last possession.
Warriors were able to get Aquinas in a tough spot there and are able to hold them to 29 for another second. Another three-point shot from Covington. It was in that spot she favors. She did just barely miss it, but that ball could have gone in any time.
Yeah, I think it was halfway down and popped out.
That's just an unlucky roll, and sometimes that happens in basketball. There's nothing really you can fix about that shot. Covington's able to get the defensive rebound there, as Aquinas can't finish on another drive.
Yeah, French.
And now Moore to take a drive. A little handsy at the rim, but she's able to finish. No and one call there, but she doesn't need it.
She's in double-digit scoring now with 11 points.
And like we said, she's on double-double watch. Just looking at the rebound total for her in a hand fight. Gets a steal. Not the category we're looking at, but that's another category you can add her to, as the Warriors are going to pick up a turnover. Looks like there's a timeout on the floor. We're going to take a quick timeout break, and we'll be right back at the Schaefer Center. You're listening to Indiana Tech Athletics.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. I definitely feel like I made the right decision.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while working a full-time job. The online classes were great. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today.
And we're back at the Schaefer Center, everybody. Coming out of the timeout break. So the turnover did not end up going through. The ball will stay with Aquinas, who will inbound it here. It looked like a good turnover and jump ball that the Warriors were going to draw, but it did not go their way. That one's going to be out off the Warriors. So Aquinas is going to keep their possession.
Yeah, the possession arrow now in favor of Indiana Tech.
Looks like the refs are debating it. They're going to keep it with Aquinas. So it's going to be an inbound for Paige Guernsey. Guernsey smiling with the officials right now, preparing to inbound it. Quick bounce pass. They go back to Guernsey. And the Warriors suffering from the old covering the inbounder trick. For those of you college basketball fans, actually the trick Houston used to annex Purdue in the Sweet 16 for the men's tournament last year.
The inbounder is the most dangerous player in that play.
Yeah. And the Saints able to make them feel bad, but the Warriors answer with another three from Thomas.
Yeah, she has just been phenomenal today now. 3 of 4 from beyond the arc with 13 points.
And the funny thing is, Thomas and Covington seem to have found the same spot that they like. They've shot a lot of threes. I remember how to say that word. Shot a lot of threes, all from the same spot, really favoring that left middle edge of the three-point line.
Yeah, Indiana Tech now has 3 players with double digits in Thomas, Covington, and Moore. Canoes and Guernsey both have 11 points for Aquinas.
That's exactly what you want to see from a ranked roster. You want to have good depth. You want to have multiple players that can score you a high point total. And that's exactly what we're getting out of the Warriors so far. They had a 20-point lead for a second. It did just get erased, so it's back to 18 off of the free shots from Aquinas that they were able to convert on.
Yeah, Guernsey now from the free throw line, 2 of 3 after hitting both of those.
The Warriors driving it down the length of the court there. Thomas passed to Moorer inside to Covington. I don't think Covington's come out of the game so far today.
She normally doesn't. And entering today, she leads the team with 33 minutes played per game.
Well, that's only 7 shy of the number of minutes in a game. I imagine with the lead they currently have, there will probably be a time where they can take her out again off of another 2 from Moore, who finished at the glass there.
She does have 6 rebounds now, Aaron.
Getting closer. Just needs 4 more for that double-double. We'll see if Biggs will try and keep her in the paint more. Try and get her up there. And looking for a steal there. Doesn't quite get it. And Guernsey's able to get around. That's not Guernsey. That's Isabel Ream-Snyder. Able to get around Moore there.
Both are phenomenal players, though, for the Saints.
True. Both have played well today. And have done well on the season. Ream-Snyder, the leader in points for Aquinas. So not an unfamiliar sight seeing her finish at the net for the Saints. Covington looking inside, crossing her up, passes it away. Can't get the angle she wanted. Bit of a throwaway pass, but no one was even in Jacqueline Cruz's zip code, luckily for her. She does miss the shot, though, so Aquinas is going to take it the other way. 18-point lead still here. Whistle blown on the other end. And that is going to give the ball back to the Warriors. Another of many turnovers for the Saints.
Yeah, looking at the Saints, 13 turnovers in this game. Indiana Tech currently sitting with 6.
And of all the battles to lose, the turnover battle is one in particular you don't want to lose a lot. There are ways to make up for it, but especially when you're being out-rebounded, outshot, the Warriors are just dominating in all of the major categories right now. It has been a rough afternoon so far for the Aquinas Saints. As Moore finishes inside, she does miss the shot, but it was a good move to get to the jump shot there.
Yeah, she got right to the elbow and just misses on the jumper. And, you know, you talk about being behind in all those categories. Well, Indiana Tech has 11 steals to Aquinas 3 steals just to add to it.
And that is a massive differential that you do not want to see as Brian Morris, the Saints head coach. Now on the other end, able to capitalize off the Warriors' missed shot, trying to finish inside, and she does. The whole bench in uproar after Dozier was able to finish at the net there. So the Warriors now swinging around the outside. And they have not been opposed to shooting the 3 ball today, but instead They're going to give it to Moore to drive inside, and she's able to get it to go. Another inside shot for Moore, who has just been dominating the rim.
Yeah, great job there by Jaden Gawley with the assist. She set that screen and left Moore wide open.
Yeah, goalie's still putting on a good performance, even though it's not showing up in the categories. There are a lot of things that just don't show up in the stat sheets that goalie's doing a great job of right now. Able to set screens. Some excellent passes have come out of goalie. I'd be interested to see what her assist total is so far, but she's had a lot of great passes. She's looking to just drive this one out. She might go single-handedly and take the drive for this one, and she does. She does swing it out, and it gets tipped. The Warriors will keep it. There's going to be 3 seconds left on the clock for the third quarter.
I am loving these orange sneakers that a majority of the Warriors are wearing.
Oh, yeah, those look fantastic.
Good choice there by Coach Biggs and the squad. And going back to goalie, she's leading all players with 5 assists, to your point.
That would make sense. Goalie has certainly done a great job of playing quarterback for the Warriors out here. And she's going to take a three-pointer, and she makes it! The whole team applaud. The whole team on fire after goalie, who we just talked about being rather quiet in most categories, pulls up from downtown with a long 3-ball to end the third quarter. A buzzer beater, not needed, but certainly wanted as the Warriors go up 19. It's 58-39 here at the end of the third quarter. I'm Aaron Farley with Jeff Mahoney and Emerson. Stay tuned for the fourth, as we will be back in just a moment.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. For me, it was after I was married with 2 kids. It was a busy time, but the flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech worked for my life. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana Tech. It was an easy choice when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career, and the professors were always there to make sure I was successful.
And we're back with the fourth quarter here, coming off of that great end of the third quarter where we got to see Jaden Gawley, the sophomore forward for the Warriors, really started the show in that last game against Uno. Hit a 3 to go into the fourth. And the Warriors are coming back the other way as well, off of Aquinas with a turnover.
Well, yeah, and for Gawley, those are her first 3 points in this game. She's now 1 of 3 from the field.
First 3-point attempt and first 3-point make. And Covington follows up with a miss there, so Aquinas is going to be able to take it the other way. Covington has been no slouch from the 3-point line, though. Certainly made more than she's taken. She shot very well today and has been the shooting star. Aquinas, though, also shooting really well, as that was Isabel Reemsnyder, one of the leading scorer for Aquinas on the season, who was able to find the 3-pointer on the other end.
Yeah, she's got 11 points now, the third player in double digits for the Saints.
And you can see Aquinas down by a lot in the fourth. They're trying to really press hard now, but the Warriors are trying to kill it quickly off of the 3 from Durbin Thomas, who has been shooting lights out in the second half.
Her 4th 3-pointer made in this game.
I think all of them might have come in the second half. Aquinas answering with another 3-pointer. That one was again by Reemsnyder.
Listen to this, Aaron. Durbin Thomas entering today, just 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. She's 4 of 5 today.
Wow. Certainly going to be a difference in the numbers after this performance. She is having a great game in this afternoon segment. 61-45 is what the score stands at. Shot clock is getting low, and Covington is able to just keep going, able to get the outside jumper Tough shot there. Was over at a Saints defender. Still gets it to go. Ream-Snyder trying to finish at the net, and it's stolen by goalie.
Yeah, that was a great job there. Thomas and Gawley were able to sandwich and make it hard on number 34.
And goalie was able to just arrest it away from Ream-Snyder, who was trying to finish at the glass there. But
So now the possession arrow will switch back over to Aquinas.
goalie is just not one to easily be able to win a hand fight with.
She's going to win that battle most of the time.
Oh, absolutely. Looks like the Warriors are trying to angle it for her to take another three-pointer. They had her open from beyond the arc, or maybe Aquinas is just leaving her open there.
I think the fans at the Schaefer Center would appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. After the 3 to end the third quarter, the Schaefer Center fans would absolutely eat up another three-shot from goalie. As Moore is going to go to the charity stripe here.
Yeah, she's currently 1 for 2 in this game. And Aaron, how about this? Indiana Tech now shooting 53% from three-point land. I mean, that's amazing right there. This is one of the better shooting performances I've seen by this team.
Absolutely. The Warriors have been absolutely on fire shooting, and you can see it in the score, 64 points now after Moore does hit the second free throw. She missed the first one, but was able to get back with the second one. I think that would make her 1 of 4 on the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken.
So the bucket is good, and looking for the and one will be number 25, Paige Guernsey.
And Aquinas trying to stay alive in this game, but only 7:16 left in it. It's going to be hard for us to keep up with this Warriors offense that has just not stopped this barrage of shooting.
I take that back. Foul was on the floor.
And the Warriors pick up another steal, and it's Thomas. Thomas picked up the steal, swings it to Moore, swings it to Covington.
Yeah, great job by Covington getting a hand in there to knock that ball away.
Covington trying to play point, gets it inside to goalie, who goes back to Covington. The three doesn't go. Goalie gets the rebound. The shot goes wide. Moore gets the rebound. And Aquinas is just getting beat off the glass, and Thomas picks it up again, gets inside to Moore. The Warriors offense will reset. Shot clock is draining. Covington swinging at a goalie. And this is exactly what you don't want. A long possession, and it still ends in a basket for the Warriors as goalie with her second set of points in the day at 5 now with that 2-point
Yeah,
shot there.
She's 2 for 5 from the field now. She's made her last 2 shots.
Coming alive late here, captaining the Warriors to try and run away with this. They're up by 21 now, 66-45.
Yeah, and it just makes you wonder if, you got a Claire Gregoire on your team, if that makes up the difference there of 21 points. I don't think so. It's going to be very hard to beat Indiana Tech when they're shooting 53% from three-point.
And you could see it even in the conference standings last year. Aquinas, who was the one team they were behind in the conference, and that was your Warriors. Claire Gregoire can only save you so much. Covington, a great little swing pass there from behind her back. Really doing a great job, not just shooting today, but also playing point of attack. She's done an excellent job with the point guard role.
She just draws so much attention, leaves other players open.
And you can see her movement with the ball, too. Over 2 defenders, takes the shot there. Goalie's able to pull it in, but the shot clock expires.
Yeah, and Taylor was saying that she got slapped on the arm there, and that's what caused the air ball / pass to Jaden Gawley.
Yeah. I mean, she can just go up and grab it. It's kind of the same thing at this point. Less than 5:30 left in the half here. The Warriors still playing tight defense, even up by 19. The Saints do finish at the net. It looks like it might have gone wide. So the Warriors with another opportunity here to attack some more points on the board. Still passing around. Mostly just trying to buy time. That last possession was absolutely killer. Well, the one before that one, with how much time the Warriors were able to drain, just getting rebound after rebound. And as I was talking there, Thomas finishing at the net on a drive there to tack on to the Warrior lead, put it back at 21.
Yeah, Thomas currently sitting with 18 points.
And it's exactly what you want to see for your squad, for Coach Biggs. You want to see some depth as you're getting ready to go into conference play. It's your second conference game of the year. You're looking to take another spot at the WAC and NAIA tournaments. You're ranked 23rd in the nation. So something you absolutely want to see is you want to see depth. Depth has kind of been, there's been a long time where depth wasn't as relevant, but depth getting even more relevant in the modern game of basketball. So we're going to take a timeout.
As an adult going back to school, there's a lot to factor in. I have a family, I was working 60 hours a week. Finding time to get a degree was challenging. The flexibility of online classes at Indiana Tech made it possible. I'd tell anyone looking to further their education to look into Indiana Tech.
I've always been a Dolphins fan.
And we're back at the Schaefer Center with the Warriors having taken back a 21-point lead over the Aquinas Saints. A big deal in conference play as the Warriors are going to go 2-0 in the conference after the conclusion of this game.
I mean, crazier things have happened with 4:26 remaining, but I agree with you, Aaron. It's looking like a 2-0 start here in the WAC.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Crazy things have happened, but the Warriors have just been dominating in every facet of the game so far. Covington takes a shot, misses there, but Moore gets the rebound. And that's exactly what's not going to get you back in the game, is just not being able to get the defensive rebound. The Warriors, they might have more offensive rebounds than the Saints have defensive rebounds. They have just absolutely dominated at the glass.
You know, going back to, we've talked about her a lot, Durbin Thomas. Entering today, she's had a career-high 9 points. Now she's sitting with 18, so a breakout game here for Thomas.
And once again, that's something you want to see from your starters, from the Warriors squad. You want to see more depth added on, and Thomas making her name known for the Warriors, as Moore is going to take her second free throw here. She missed the first one. She does make the second one. So shooting a little bit better. She has struggled with the free throw here tonight as the Warriors go up to a score of 69-47, so a 22-point lead.
Yeah, Moore is sitting with 17 points. She has a season high of 23 on the season.
And Guernsey will miss the three on the other end, with goalie able to get the rebound. Vice swings it out. And now goalie swings it back to Thomas. And Covington now with it. She takes the jumper three, and it misses. It looks like the plan of attack for the Warriors these last couple minutes, just to drain out time, is just swinging around and get it to Covington in the last couple seconds. Not a bad strategy considering how well she shot today.
No, it's been pretty consistent throughout Covington's career.
As you've mentioned earlier, she really likes to end the game with the ball in her hands, dribble it out. Ball in her hands right now, looking to make a decision. And you can see it looks like you've got three Aquinas defenders looking at her when she has the ball. They are trying to play her tight. Shot there from goalie. It looks like that one will be a miss.
I think that was Vice.
That might have been Vice there. Aquinas going on the other end. Trying to work at the glass. They do draw the foul.
Yeah, Moore was saying she was just straight up. And that number 44 leaned into her, Bryn Reams, but the ref saw differently.
Yeah, Bryn Reams able to draw the foul there, and she's going to get a couple free throws here. So far, Aquinas shot pretty well from the charity stripe.
44, Bryn Reeves at the line.
But as useful as a tool, that free throws can be a lot more useful in a closer game. So she missed the first one. She makes the second one. So that's a 1 of 2 set for Bryn Reeves, who currently, going into the game, led the Saints in three-point percentage. She's made one today at least. I don't think she's made any more than that. Now dribbling down the court was Thomas there for a second. Now Gully with it, looking for a pass. The Warriors having a carousel coming through for her to pass to. They finally get it to Jackie. They give it to Covington. Outside shot goes wide. Rebound pulled out by Collins. And a travel called against the Warriors, and Aquinas is going to be able to take it the other way.
Yeah, you know, Jaden Gawley is the reigning Defensive Player of the Week here in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Man, you know, in a win over Wesley, and she had 17 rebounds, Aaron.
And that is an impressive stat sheet there. But that certainly speaks to what the Warriors have been doing today. It just seems like the Warriors just cannot be broken on the glass.
Boy, did that look like all ball or what?
Yeah, pretty big foul there.
21, Jaden Gully.
That's a big foul on Gully. You can see she's very upset about that one.
Yeah, she just got her hands up there and just ripped the ball right away from number 34.
That one drew some audible gasps with less than 2 minutes to play here in the final quarter of this afternoon game. So first free throw good for Bryn Reeves. Or actually, that's Isabel Reams-Snyder. My apologies there. So Reams-Snyder goes 1 of 2, misses that second one. And the last couple sets of free throws for the Saints, they've actually been missing a couple. They were hitting all their free throws earlier, but a lot of half sets there recently. Gully with a lot of open room. Let's see if she'll get the crowd on her feet again with another 3-shot. You can tell she's thinking about it. She kicks it out to a shooter in Thomas, who has been absolutely on fire this game.
Well, the one thing for Jaden is she does have a season high now with 13 rebounds.
Something interesting to point out, with how the point that the game is at, you know who finally came off the court for the Warriors is Taylor Covington. Finally getting her first minutes to be able to sit down. She's played all 39 minutes of the game so far.
Yeah, Covington, 36 minutes. So somewhere in there she snuck a little break in.
Somewhere in there. Downtown shot coming out from Maddie Muller. As with a minute left and a 20-point lead, the Warriors trying to get some more of the bench some playing time. Get them some experience for some added depth as the season winds forward. Almost coming away with a steal there is the Saints. Not quite getting it. This is going to be an inbound for the Warriors. And they're going to let Maddie Muller, the sophomore guard from Ohio, go over to take it.
Jake Carnahan checks into the Warrior lineup.
Looking for a pass, goes outside to Gabby Ritchie. It was a tough inbound, but she was able to get it. The chants are coming out for the Warriors to shoot the ball. Get one final shot. That's probably what they'll be taking. A little finish, and it's a shot for Avery Collins, and that goes in. The Warriors cross the 70 line with the milliseconds ticking away. 13-12, the clock continues to tick. Aquinas trying to get one more shot just to feel a little bit better, but it gets stolen, And that'll conclude it. The Warriors are just going to be able to dribble this out. The ball will end its time in the hands of Avery Collins, who dribbles it out for the Warriors, and that'll be your final score. 71-49. The Warriors, an absolutely dominating performance from the women's team at home.
Yeah, what a great way to start the three-game homestand here. Up next this Wednesday, Indiana Tech will host Cleary. That's right before Thanksgiving. Then coming back from the break, we'll host Lawrence Tech before heading on the road to Rochester Christian.
And that'll certainly be a fun stretch for the Schaefer Center, as the Warriors are going to be looking to increase their season lead at home. That'll move them up to 4-2 on the season. So a little bit more in the positives now. And we'll see how it will affect the ranking standings when the next poll comes out. But thank you all for tuning in with us. And remember, this is actually a doubleheader. You'll be hearing from Jeff again in Game 2 of this afternoon, as the men's team is going to be coming on the floor to play in their game against Aquinas. That'll be all for us for this one. Stay tuned for the next one as you're listening to Indiana Tech Athletics. I'm Aaron Farley with Jeff Mahoney and Emerson on camera, and we'll be back shortly.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It was where I met my wife and formed a network that helped me get an internship that turned into my first job after graduation. It was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree too. The flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asks me, why Indiana Tech? I'll say, why not?
Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
I already had an associate degree, but I always knew I wanted to earn my bachelor's. Indiana Tech made it possible, even while I was juggling life and working a full-time job. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the professors were always there to help. The connections I made along the way still influence and inspire me in my everyday work. I'd tell anyone thinking about college to enroll in Indiana Tech today. It's one of the best decisions I made, and I'll be going back to earn my master's too.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, there's quite a few things I think that I enjoyed about the program. I love learning. To me, it's just like a lifelong journey. Definitely, I enjoyed interacting with the faculty and staff. I am so happy and thankful to be at Indiana Tech and go through the Global Leadership Program. I would definitely do it again. Definitely made me a better person.
Getting a degree is about timing and what's important to you. I'd found a role I was excited about, but I knew in order to set myself apart, I needed to further my education. For me, life was already happening. I was married with 2 kids. I had a manager who had gone to Indiana Tech and had great things to say about it. The flexibility of online classes was great, and the instructors were really supportive. Indiana Tech was everything I needed it to be, right when I needed it.
What's Indiana Tech all about? It's about getting involved and one-on-one interaction. It's about knowing you can afford it and that it will be worth everything in the end. It's about turning your passions into your purpose. And most of all, it's about being a part of it. What are you waiting for? Go for it.
The online class portion of this PhD was extremely enticing because I do work full-time, I teach on the side of that, and I have a family. So the idea of having online courses where you can go at your own pace really does help a full-time professional. So when it's a situation like that, you want to make sure you're at the right place. And I'm really fortunate that I definitely feel like I made the right decision.